Hey, it's May, and in today's video, I want to dive deep into my thoughts and opinions about the newest farming simulator, Everafter Falls. I will give you all the tea about what I thought was absolutely amazing about this game and the things that I thought weren't so great about it. So, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Let's start off today's video with the pros, all the things that I thought were pretty good about this game. First off, I really thought that the game had some really cute and charming qualities, one of them being the graphics and the art style. A lot of people I heard didn't like the art style in this game, some of them even saying that in my chat while streaming this game, but I thought that it was really cute. The characters really cute, the villagers really cute, the houses, the trees, the fish, all of it. I really enjoyed it and I thought it was really aesthetically pleasing. I didn't find myself finding any like weird bugs throughout the game because the graphics were all wonky or the art was wonky. Like all of it was just overall cute and good, and I really enjoyed playing it because of the graphics. It gave it kind of like this old style game that maybe had been like in the early 2000s maybe. I liked it. I thought it was charming. I thought it was cute. I really liked that aspect about the game. Another aspect about this game that I really enjoyed was the music. Let's be real, when you're playing a game, a large part of that game is listening to the music while you're playing the game. So if the music isn't good, you're not going to really enjoy playing it as much. And I really did like the music in this game. I thought it was really cute. It wasn't very abrasive. I didn't feel like it was attacking my ear holes the whole time. Like, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was kind of just quiet, calm background music. I could compare it mostly to like Wild World Animal Crossing music, but when it's raining specifically. That is the vibe that I got. It was very chill, cozy music, and I enjoyed it. Now, with aesthetics pushed aside, let's talk about the actual gameplay of Everafter Falls. Something that I really enjoyed was the map. On the map is huge, by the way. The map was really big, at least in my opinion. I thought it was a big map. I really liked that you could have the NPCs on one column onto the side, and then the shops and like blacksmith and carpenter, bakery, all the other fun stuff on the other side, and it'll show you where the buildings are, and you click on those and it shows you where it is on the map. I really, really enjoyed that about it. It's kind of like having an NPC mod in Stardew where you can see them on the map, but they're not there unless you click on them, which I really liked. I really thought that was a very good little touch to the game that a lot of farming sims don't really have. I thought that this aspect of the map was especially helpful when you're out doing quests and you need to find an NPC or you need to go to a specific building. You could just click on it and then go on your merry way. Another really cool thing that I thought was interesting about this game was the farming. Most farming simulators, you have your hoe, you have your watering can, and you have to plow the dirt, and then you have to plant the seed and water it and all the other fun stuff. There is no need for that in this game. You have your pet that does that for you. They do all of the tilling, they water your crops, and then there's no need for that extra tools inside of your inventory or in your pockets, and you can use that for other things. And I thought that was really unique. I know there's other farming sims where your creatures help you farm, like in Ooblets, for example, but in this game, right off the bat, you get a pet and they help you farm. And then with farming simulators, you also have mining, and I really thought that they did a different kind of twist to this farming sim with the mines. They turned them into portals / dungeons, and that's where you get like your copper, your iron, your gold, ores, etc. And I thought it was really cool. You go into this portal, which is kind of like dungeon crawl part of the game. It kind of reminded me of Cult of the Lamb kind of vibes, where you have all these little mini type of rooms where you fight little monsters that lead you into a bigger boss type of thing. And I thought it was really unique, but while you're in there, you're also mining for your ores and stuff so you can upgrade your tools. I thought it was really cool. I've never seen that really in a farming sim other than in Cult of the Lamb, but I really like it was interesting. It was a very interesting, unique part of the game. Another thing that I kind of liked about this game was like this card sort of situation going on. And as you collect these cards and do certain quests, you get more cards, and these cards give you other abilities and or skills, and it was kind of cool. It's kind of similar to like Moonstone Island kind of card-based type of play, but not really. You kind of get those cards to like help your pet do things around the farm, or help you in a mini game, or inside the portals slash dungeons. Like, I thought it was really interesting, but the thing that kind of threw me off is that you eat the cards in order to gain that skill or ability, or you could just throw it on your wall, which was confusing at first, because I was the one that put it on my wall instead of eating the card in order to gain that skill or ability. There's also festivals in this game. There's a changing of season festival, and then there's this other festival that I got to do. It kind of gives you a little break from all the farming and grinding for quests and such, which I thought was really cool. A lot of farming sims have that. I think it's a cool aspect of farming sims to have little festivals throughout the seasons. It's something that I enjoyed about the game. During these festivals as well, there's like mini games, shopping, typical festival type of such things that you would have in a farming sim. Another really great thing about this game that I absolutely loved is that there is no energy bar. So you can farm to your little heart's content. You can chop trees, you can fish, catch bugs, and you don't have to worry about eating or filling up your energy bar in any way, shape, or form, which I really enjoyed because it's kind of relaxing to not have to worry about those things, which is kind of what makes the game cozy. Whereas in other farming sims, like in Stardew, you have to constantly worry about whether or not you're going to be able to complete all of your tasks within a day because your energy. And so I really liked that there was no energy bar in this game, and I could just freely do whatever I want as I please. I think that another good thing about this game is that there is a lot to do. You can talk to your townsfolk, you can go fishing, there's foraging, there's farming, you can build up your museum. Later on, you unlock a bakery, and then you can donate to the bakery, and there's just a lot to do. There's mini games within the game, and there's just always something to do in the game. And I feel like a lot of the time you'll be playing a farming sim and you're sitting there and you just don't know what to do next. But in this game, I feel like there's always something to do, whether it be completing a quest or building up your museum or fishing or foraging or going into the portals. There's always something. There's always something to do. Another thing which I kind of feel like is either a pro or a con, depending on how you feel about the situation, the days feel very long. I never felt like the days were too short. I always had enough time to do the things that I needed to do within the days of the game. And a lot of farming sims, I feel like you struggle to complete all the tasks within one day before the day is over because they're so short, or they're too drawn out and they're too long, and you're kind of sitting there wondering whether or not it's worth ending the day and going to the next one, or if you should do something else. But I feel like in this game, the days were just the right length, and I felt like that's something that's really good. Really good. I didn't have to stress about doing certain things at certain times or within a certain day. Like, it's at your own pace. The last pro that I wanted to mention about this game was the story. I wish I got to play a little bit more and learn more about the lore of the game. Most farming sims and life sims have a story behind them. This one was particularly interesting, to say the least. You start the game off with getting hit by a car, and then learning that you've been in a simulation and now you're in the real world and Earth is crumbling and falling apart. And that was actually the simulation. But in this real world, Everafter Falls, things are good? Question mark. I thought it was a very interesting and unique story, and it definitely draws me to want to play more of the game. I wish that you kind of got some of this lore a little bit sooner, because I don't quite know what exactly the lore is. Will I find out eventually? Yes. Yes, I will find out eventually. But do what you will with that information. Is this a good thing that you don't get the lore right away? I don't know. Is it a bad thing that you don't get the lore right away? I don't know. But it definitely draws you to play more of the game and want to play more of the game because you want to know what the lore is. So I really thought that was really cool. The trailer itself gives you like this eerie feeling that there's something bad happening. And there's definitely like this trigger warning of blood and violence, but I didn't see any blood and violence other than like in the portals where you're defeating crab-like enemies and creatures and weird things. But there was no blood, and I don't think there was really any violence. Yeah, but I thought it was cool. It was definitely a grabber into wanting to play the game more, was the story. Okie dokie. Now let's get into the cons and the things that I thought weren't so great about this game. First thing that I want to mention is the map. Yes, I know that I said that this was one of the pros, that I loved the map, that I thought there was really great things about the map. However, I think that this game definitely needs a mini map or some sort of compass of some sorts. I found myself getting lost a lot of the time and having to constantly open up the map to figure out where I was going because the world seems very big, especially when you're running around as this little guy going and doing little guy things. And it was kind of the worst. It was kind of the worst trying to figure out where I was going, and constantly opening up the map where if I had a mini map, I would at least sort of know where I was going in some way, shape, or form. Another aspect of the maps that I didn't particularly like is that there is no NPC like house locations. Yeah, there's the buildings and you can find the NPCs, but there's no like spots or like labeled out sections of the map that says this is Daisy's house. And I got lost a lot of the time trying to find quests, and then there was some other parts where I was following NPCs' homes, like a little creep. I was following them home so I could figure out where they lived, so I can complete quests. So definitely that was a part of the game that was kind of stinky. I really wish that I knew where the villagers lived or that they were labeled on the map in some way, shape, or form. It would help a lot. Another thing that I didn't particularly like about this game was the quest. I definitely felt like it was a lot of fetch quests, especially right at the beginning. It's very grindy and it's like, go here to get this thing from this person, then go all the way back onto the other side of the map to go and take that thing to that person, and then go back all the way to the other side of the map to go tell this person that you gave this person this thing. So lots of fetch quests at the very beginning. And like, don't get me wrong, it could be fun at some times, especially when there's not a lot to do, or if you just want those kind of simple tasks like that to go back and forth. I also wish that the quests were a little bit more detailed in like their wording and or phrasing when doing the quest, because I felt like there was a lot of times where I was kind of clueless or left in the dark about some aspects of the quest, and it made me a little frustrated and it made me not have a lot of fun during the game. I definitely there was definitely times where I was getting a little frustrated because I didn't know what to do in the quest. There was definitely quests that you have to do before you do other quests, and I really wish that I knew which order to do the quest in, because that would help me a lot. That would have helped me a lot in a lot of situations within the game. So the quest, they need some work. They need some work. And then leading off with that last statement about the quest, I really wish that the tutorial in the game was just a tad bit longer. I feel like that would have given me a lot of, like, I don't want my hand to be held while I'm playing the game, but I felt like I needed a little bit more hand holding in this game. Like I didn't know how to access my map. I didn't know how to access my inventory. I didn't know how to craft. Like, I had to go constantly to the key bindings to figure out what button I need to press on my keyboard to get to that certain thing to be able to do whatever it is I need it to do. So the tutorial could have been a little bit longer. They gave you the tutorial on how to farm and use your pet in order to farm and like how to use your tools, but other than that, I felt a little lost. And I didn't know. I didn't know. There was a lot of things that I just didn't quite know, and I wish the tutorial was a little bit longer. And lastly, because it's one of my favorite things to do in a farming sim, is fishing. The fishing was interesting to say the least. The mini game that it gives you is like these wheels that have a gap in it, and you have to hit your mouse or whatever key it is if you're using a controller at a certain time in order to get the hook to go within those gaps in these wheels. And definitely interesting. I've never seen a fishing mini game like that in a game before. So, very unique, and I like that about it. However, it can be a tad bit difficult and a little frustrating if you're just trying to catch some fish, bro. Yeah, there are some things that you can do in the game, like collect cards and do quests in order to make those wheels turn faster or slower, or make the gaps bigger or smaller in order to make fishing a bit easier. But overall, I wish it was, it's cool, but I wish it was just a little bit easier. And I do believe that that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below if you're going to be checking out Everafter Falls. Overall, I thought it was a really cool game. I definitely want to play some more for the lore. There's some great aspects of the game, and there's some not great aspects of the game, but that's just every game, you know? That's just every game. I really think that it's good. It's a great game for the price that you're paying for, and there's a lot to do. You're not going to be left bored. There's hours of gameplay to be had, and I think it's an overall, I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10 game. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And if you ever want to catch me live playing games such as Everafter Falls or other cozy farming sims, you can check me out live 4 days a week over on Twitch. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.